Hello and welcome everyone. आप सभी का स्वागत है in the discussion of final test series. The subject I would be taking would be physics. All right, discussion को शुरू करते हैं with section A और section A का पहला सवाल क्या है आइए देखते हैं. The first question is about screw gauge. Let me tell you one thing. NEET examination point of view से measuring devices जैसे कि screw gauge, vernier caliper, they are very much important. So let's see here. The question says there is a screw gauge और ये जो screw gauge का least count that has been given as 0.01 millimeter. And there are total number of 80 divisions in its circular scale. यानी number of circular scale division CSD that is 80. हमें कैलकुलेट करना है द पिच ऑफ द स्क्रू गेज. डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला बेस्ड क्वेश्चन और आमतौर पे नीट के रेस्पेक्ट में वर्नियर कैलिपर स्क्रू गेज में यू गेट अ डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. सो प्लीज एंश्योर दैट योर प्रिपरेशन फॉर दिस टॉपिक इज गुड बिफोर यू सिट फॉर द नीट एग्जामिनेशन. फॉर्मूला क्या है हम सबको पता है. लीस्ट काउंट ऑफ अ स्क्रू गेज इज पिच विच आई रिप्रेजेंट बाय P divided by the total number of circular scale division. Straightforward, it is given 0.01 and that is equals to P by circular scale division is 80. बस अब आपको क्या करना है. You got to multiply 80 with 0.01 and that will give you the value of pitch जो कि option number 3 that is the correct one. Let's go to the second question. Second question. अच्छा, for your simplicity and for your convenience मैंने क्या किया है कि I've kept the correct option so that if you know the answer and if you have attempted correctly तो आप आगे बढ़ सकते as per your requirement. But anyway, if you require the solution, if you require the discussion, I'm there. The discussion is going further. क्या कहता है question? Absolute error in two physical quantities x and y are delta x and delta y. और हमें calculate करना है absolute error in subtraction. Be careful. यहाँ पर there is one trap. ध्यान देना quantity subtracted जरूर है, but when you talk about the absolute error in this quantity is still added. जैसे कि मैंने कहा था this could be a trap. So if you were misconcepted in this particular thing, ensure that you correct it. तो देखिए सही ऑप्शन आ गया ऑप्शन नंबर 2 डेल्टा x प्लस डेल्टा y. Let's go for the third question. Third question देखिए वर्नियर कैलिपर से पूछा गया है. What does it say? In a vernier caliper, one main scale reading is 0.5 millimeter. तो main scale reading को we write it as MSD. Main scale reading, not Mahindra Singh Dhoni, all right? So one main scale reading that is equals to 0.5 millimeter. और साथ ही साथ क्वेश्चन हमें ये कहता है 9th main scale coincides with 10th vernier scale. यानी 9 MSD is equals to 10 vernier scale division which is VSD. और हमें कैलकुलेट करना है द लीस्ट काउंट ऑफ द वर्नियर कैलिपर. वेल बाय डेफिनेशन द लीस्ट काउंट ऑफ द वर्नियर कैलिपर इज 1 MSD माइनस 1 VSD. अब जहां तक MSD का सवाल है द वैल्यू ऑफ MSD हैज बीन गिवन 0.5 millimeter. That means we got to calculate the value of 1 VSD and the question is done. So here this is 1 MSD minus, with the help of this expression, I can relate VSD to MSD. So if 10 VSD is 9 MSD, 1 VSD will be 9 MSD divided by 10. And this comes out to be 1 by 10 MSD. और आखिर में the value MSD की जो दी गई है that is 0.5 millimeter. आपको ये value रखनी है. That is 1 by 10 multiplied by MSD is 0.5. The unit of course is millimeter. So 0.5 divided by 10, 0.05 millimeter. Let's proceed to the next question. Next question is, you can see, kinematics है. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम क्या करते हैं? एक certain tower पे जाते हैं, पत्थर फेंकते, time निकालते, speed निकालते. These are the normal things they are done in kinematics. देखिए, it says a stone is thrown vertically downward with 10 meter per second from the top of the tower. So let me make a tower. All right. So here is that tower. And from this tower, a stone is thrown downward with a speed 10 meter per second. तो ये हो गई initial velocity. By the time the stone reaches the ground, the velocity at the bottom is 60 meter per second. And we got to calculate the height of the tower. अगर g के बारे में कुछ नहीं कहा गया है, तो आपको g की वैल्यू 9.8 लेनी है. If nothing is specified, you got to take g as 9.8. But the question says you are allowed to take g as 10, so fair enough. Let's see, I can use this equation v square minus of u square equals to 2 acceleration multiplied by displacement. And the regular convention. Vector downward will be taken negative, vector upward will be taken positive. Final velocity ये है -60 का square, initial velocity ये है -10 का square, acceleration being downward that will be taken as -10, or displacement that is down, so that will again be minus of h. Now see, it's so simple. 3600 minus 100, that is 3500 equals to 20 multiplied by h, यानी h की जो value है, that will be 175 meter. Let's go to question number 5, all right? What does it say? Straightforward. देखो, क्वेश्चन पेपर में आप ऐसे पाएंगे, एक या दो क्वेश्चंस होंगे जो straightforward, fact-based question होंगे, and they would really help you to save your time, or what you call as the time management. Now what does it say? The acceleration of a moving body is equal to. By the way, let's write the definition of acceleration. सही option तो है आपके सामने, but how did it come? Let's try to see. Acceleration, that is equals to dv by dt. Now, whenever you talk about the graphical interpretation, डेरिवेटिव का मतलब स्लोप, याद रखना, डेरिवेटिव का मतलब स्लोप. तो डेरिवेटिव ऑफ वेलोसिटी विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, इसका मतलब इट्स अ स्लोप ऑफ वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ, जो कि ऑप्शन नंबर 3 यहां पर है. लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. पोजीशन की वैल्यू दी गई है, एंड दीज आर द वैल्यूज जहां a0, a1, a2 दे आर कांस्टेंट. हमें कैलकुलेट करना है एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ द पार्टिकल. तो सीधी सी बात है, देखिए, पोजीशन की वैल्यू कितनी है? a0 प्लस a1t प्लस a2t स्क्वायर. नाउ इफ आई डिफरेंशिएट पोजीशन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, दैट इज गोइंग टू गिव मी वेलोसिटी, और a0 का जो डेरिवेटिव दैट विल बी 0, दैट बीइंग कांस्टेंट. a1 एज इट इज, t का डेरिवेटिव वुड बी 1, क्योंकि differentiation is happening with respect to t itself, और a2 is here, t square का derivative है 2t. So this gives me velocity. But furthermore, the question asks about acceleration. तो acceleration निकालने के लिए a is equals to the derivative of velocity with respect to time. Now a1 being constant, the derivative will be 0 plus 2a2 is constant, derivative of t, that is of course 1. यानी इस क्वेश्चन के लिए the value of acceleration is 2a2, option number 2 is there. Let's move further. Question number 7, what does it say? Question ये कहता है, a particle is moving with constant acceleration, यानी acceleration की वैल्यू दी गई है 4 meter per second square. The particle covers 80 meter in 19th second. 19th second है, 19 second नहीं. So this is D19. And that value is 80 meter. On the basis of this information, मुझे calculate करना है initial velocity. Again, straightforward formula based question here. That will be dn is equals to u plus a by 2 multiplied by 2n minus 1. So d19th, that is 80. इनिशियल मुझे कैलकुलेट करना है. एक्सेलरेशन की वैल्यू 4 डाल दूं तो 4 by 2 will be 2 multiplied by 2 into 19 minus of 1. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड कैलकुलेशन. इनिशियल वेलोसिटी यहां से कैलकुलेट करेंगे, दैट विल बी 6 मीटर पर सेकेंड. देखिए ये जो क्वेश्चन है खास तौर से आकाश के AIATS में पूछे जाते हैं. These are the correct simulation of the final NEET question paper. If you are able to solve this question with ease, congratulations. You can very wonderfully do in the NEET examination. So please take these questions of the test series in a very, very serious note. All right? Now let's go to question number 8. What does it say? A car starts from rest and moves on a straight line, and it is given with the acceleration time graph. हमें calculate करना है maximum value of velocity. Now the first thing is, acceleration की मदद से if you have to calculate velocity, तो क्या करते हैं? Area निकालते हैं, right? So here, area of acceleration time graph, that is not velocity, change in velocity. I have found even the best students sometimes ये गलती करते हैं कि acceleration का जो area है वो velocity लिख देते हैं. But be careful, the area of acceleration time graph will be change in velocity. However, क्योंकि question हमें कहता है the car starts from rest. In that given situation, the initial velocity will be 0. Now, if you have to find the maximum value of velocity, that means you have to find the maximum area. So it's very clear, 0 से लेकर 4 तक area maximum होगा. Not between 0 to 2. You have to see the maximum area. ये बात सच है कि acceleration की value कम हो रही है, लेकिन जहां तक area का सवाल है, the area would be maximum between 0 to 4. So area maximum 0 to 4, that's a triangle, half base multiplied by height, and that is V max minus of 0. So of course 10 meter per second. All right, let's go to the next one. Question number 9. क्या कहता है? A body is released from rest, यानी initial speed 0. The ratio of distance traversed by the body in successive interval of time. This is a straightforward fact-based question कि अगर motion uniformly accelerated है, जो कि हमारे केस में it is, because the acceleration present is acceleration due to gravity and that is constant. Or in uniformly accelerated motion, if initial speed is 0, तो ऐसी condition में the distance traveled in successive interval of time will have the ratio of 1:3:5:7. Straightforward fact-based question, यानी time management में ऐसे questions बहुत मदद करेंगे. Let's go to the next one, the question number 10. Position की value दी गई है and look at the dependence. हमें calculate करना है या हमें comment करना है about velocity. Whether the velocity increases, decreases, and so on. Correct option तो आपके सामने है ही, right? Now let's say x, that is equals to t plus 1 raised to the power half. The velocity is derivative of position with respect to time. So this derivative becomes half t plus 1 minus of half and derivative of the base. आमतौर पे कौन सा रूल यहां पर लगा है? It's the chain rule of derivative. Now after this, if I differentiate or if I calculate now, differentiation तो हो गया, t plus 1 की power minus half का मतलब denominator में आ जाएगा t plus 1 raised to the power half, t का derivative t के respect में 1 का derivative t के respect में 0, which means the product here is simply 1. बस आपके सामने velocity है. And if you see carefully, t की जो positioning है वो denominator में है. तो सीधी सी बात है, अगर डिनोमिनेटर बढ़ जाता है देन स्पीड विल डिक्रीज। कहने का मतलब with increase in time the speed of the body will decrease. Be careful, time was in the denominator.